tribal rattle, but I'm also using the flute for percussion. It's one of my favorite songs.
Let's listen. Jan Michael Looking Wolf from his new album, Beautiful. This is Ancient Winds. That's Ancient Winds from the album Beautiful by Jan Michael Looking Wolf, who has spent the better part of the last hour sitting with us and talking about the album. Jan Michael, we want to thank you so much for sharing the album with us and giving us the honor to be able to share it with our listeners.
Yeah, thank you both both. It's been amazing. Thanks for having me again. And I love your show. I love what you do. And, ultimately what beautiful means is that, to find ourselves, to find our feelings, find ways to express them, and to love ourselves, not try to conform or be what someone else wants us to be, to just be who we are. For example, I teach a lot of people how to play music. Some are Native Americans, some are not. And that's great. I tell my students, find their expressions. It's good to enjoy each other's cultures and learn from each other's ways, but it's also good just to be confident in who we are and our feelings, and realize that our feelings are important because they're important. You don't have to earn that. You don't have to have a law that says that. We don't have to have a president that tweets that we're important. We're right. Important because the Creator made us important. The Creator made us beautiful. And that's what this album is about. It's an American flute album, but it's really an album that transcends, that idea for all people, because all of us on Mother Earth have an indigenous ancestor somewhere. I hope, unless I'm talking to a couple aliens. I don't know about John Bon Jovi, but
yeah, well, John, you wanted to jump in here.
Yeah, well, other than my legendary status, yeah.
Is he giving me the Spock sign? Is he giving me the Spock sign right now? But no,
live
seriously.
Long and prosper.
Yeah,
live long and prosper.
But no, but that's what it's about, guys. And I do feel blessed to be able to do this, and for me, it's all about music medicine and ways to get it to people, and it's not always easy. Well, it's not always an easy path.
We feel blessed in having you come on the show. One of the things
thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah, one of the things that I wanted to ask you the last time you were on, and I think because of time constraints, I just was not able to get to it. And we got a few minutes to kill here. What of which Native American tribe are you a member of? Because this is something that I don't think our listeners know, but I think they'd like to know.
I'm a Kalapuya, Santiam Kalapuya Indian of Willamette Valley, Oregon. My confederated tribes is made up of over 27 tribes in Oregon, and they had, of all these different, not just Kalapuyas, but all these different people, and they had 14 million acres originally. And then they were down, and after the Congress passed the Indian Termination Act in 1954, they ended up down with just like a couple acres at a cemetery. Before that, when they marched into the reservation, they they were forced off those 14 million acres to a 60,000 acre reservation in the mid 1800s. And by 1954, all we had was our cemetery. And then Ronald Reagan signed us back into restoration in 1983. So I actually live in the homelands. They're still our homelands. They may not be owned by the tribe. We have about 15,000 acres now, but I actually live right in the homelands of my people.
That's
it's
wonderful.
Really beautiful. It's beautiful to live here.
Are you associated or affiliated at all with the Warm Springs Indian Reservation?
We're over here in Western Oregon, and Warm Springs is in Eastern Oregon.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're in Oregon, but they are a different tribe.
I got a job offer.
Our folks here. Other side of the mountain.
Yeah, I got a job offer there. Oh my God, it's got to be like 34 years ago at the radio station, and that was on the reservation there. And I went out there. It was absolutely gorgeous, but I knew that it wasn't going to be for us because it wasn't going to be for us because there was no way that my wife wanted to live in the middle of the desert like that. So. Because it wasn't for her, I guess it wasn't for me.
It's still there. That radio station is still there, and they're kicking.
Oh, yeah.
They call me from time to time, so they're still doing their thing.
It was awesome. A great station, and I just kicked myself for turning the job down. But yeah, it really was. It was.
But if you would have done that, I probably wouldn't be talking to you today, though.
That's right. So
no, you did right.
John Michael Looking Wolf, we want to thank you once again for sharing your afternoon with us and sharing your beautiful new album, which coincidentally is named Beautiful. Tell the folks where they can find you online, your website, and most importantly, of course, how they can get this great album.
Well, my website's lookingwolf.com, and they can get all my music from that one location, many links. All my music is distributed at 60 different download sites. It's also found on streaming sites, but you got to be careful because the streaming sites sometimes may not have my newest work. It takes a while to get there. I mean, I know Beautiful is not quite to the streaming yet, but YouTube's a good place to look for me. Just type in Jan Michael Looking Wolf. Check out my YouTube channel. I've got lots of videos there, hundreds of music videos. And then iTunes, and my favorite place to find my music, because I think it's just the most convenient and the most versatile, is CD Baby, cdbaby.com / Jan Michael Looking Wolf. Look me up there, and you'll find Beautiful right there, right now. It's actually there. So
thank you so much, Jan Michael Looking Wolf, and you be sure and look us up and come back and see us. We always got a place for you. You're part of the family now, and we look forward to having you come back and see us anytime.
Well, I'm so honored. Thank you, guys, and you take really good care. And, brother, I'll send you things as I record them. You know you're in my inner circle. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. I appreciate it.
And we love hearing from you. Thank you again, and our best to your people from us. Ladies and gentlemen, Jan Michael Looking Wolf, his latest album, Beautiful, Jon Bon Jovial.
Yes.
Take us home.
Okay. Hey, folks, you've done it again. You've spent another perfectly good hour listening to the David Bowers Awards, and we are just so grateful that you have done that. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona, and we are available for free on Blog Talk Radio, also on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, as well as SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and all the other places where you might find your favorite podcasts. Click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page and like The David Bowers on Facebook, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook to keep up with all the happenings here at the show and all the people that make news with us. Be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturdays, 12 p.m. That's 12 noon Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3 Rochester Free Radio and Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. UTC for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers and Nick the Geek, our wonderful engineer, this is the legendary Jon Bon Jovial saying thank you so much for joining us. Love everybody, love one another, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.